fantastic. Y'all know what it is, Millionaire Mission. Yeah, I ain't tapped in too much. I've just been working. There's a lot of stuff been going on in life. And you can't really deal with things the way you would want to deal with them because you're on the road. Don't panic though. Get your money. You'll be able to deal with it better with some money versus going home and dealing with some things and still be stressing about money. So instead of stressing, I'm buckle down and just keep hustling and make sure I get the bread up. But at the same time, trying to make sure I stay on this health is wealth and be healthy. But if you don't know, you do know. Going through some things and it's gotta be good things. It's gotta be good things. We speaking positive energy and that we made in that mission. We trying to figure out what to do with so much money that we got right now. We just got to go get the money because it's out there. But we need to figure out what we're doing with the money before we get it. But let's get it to these push-ups and calisthenics and all that other stuff we about to get into and do. I don't want to jumping out the trunk without my window. Nah, we ain't trying to get locked out now. Alright. Alright. Jump roping be the most thing that get me tired the most. Shit. Woo! I'm black and my eyes catching up to a nigga now. Y'all just wait. Before the year out, we're gonna be walking a mile or 2 or 3 every day. At least once a week. Just working out every day. Starting to tear my muscles up right now. Whew. Gotta keep going though. You're gonna start to see change. You're gonna see change, baby. And gotta work on them skinny legs, right? I just do it till they burn. Once it stop burning, that's enough of them. You do a couple more of those. Start burning those, but that's enough. Hey. just trying to stay healthy, get a little bit of something done every day. It's a start, you know. Next up, start taking advantage of the Planet Fitness membership that I'm paying for and not utilizing currently. So we're gonna start pulling up on those two, because the trucks can't fit in their parking lot. Whew. Give me a minute, baby. Let me touch my breath. Jeez. I don't think it's no better. I still be smoking them blacks. I think working out gonna help me stop though. The more I work out, the more I want to quit them blacks. Cause I want to be able to run at least 2-3 miles. And we have dropped the other load. We are on a whole nother load. Y'all know this is Millionaire Mission. Every day, be on your mission, get you some money, and make sure you put some up when you finally accumulate it to get paid off. You get paid every transaction every day. Try to put some of that money away. It's the hardest thing to do, but try to put some of that money away for a rainy day. You never know when it's going to come. And keep some in cash in case the bank say you can't get nothing from them, even though you know you got something in there. But today we on Deuteronomy 6. And they say, obey God and prosper. I gotta get some water. Your boy got the... Just keep that close by. Now this is the commandment, Deuteronomy chapter 6, obey God and prosper. Now this is the commandment, the statutes and the judgments which the Lord your God has commanded me to teach you, that you might do to them in the land where you are going over to possess it, so that you and your son and your grandson might fear the Lord your God. Somebody told me you ain't supposed to read with your head covered. So I just think about that while I'm reading. It made sense a little bit too. Lord your God has commanded me to teach you that you might do them in the land where you are going over to possess it, so that you and your sons and your grandson might fear the Lord your God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command you, all the days of your life, and that your days may be prolonged. O Israel, you should listen and be careful to do it, that it may be well with you and that you may multiply greatly, just as the Lord, the God of your fathers, has promised you, in the land flowing with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. These words which I am commanding you today shall be on your heart. All right. Need some light. This a little bright. Okay, so it say, you shall teach them diligently to your sons. You shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontals on your forehead. You shall write them on the doorposts. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Then it shall come about, when the Lord your God brings you into the land which he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you, great and splendid cities which you did not build, and houses full of all good things which you did not fill, and hewn cisterns which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant, and you eat and are satisfied. Then watch yourself, that you do not forget the Lord, who brought you from the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall fear only the Lord your God, and you shall worship him and swear by his name. You shall not follow other gods, any of the gods of the people who surround you. For the Lord your God in the midst of you is jealous God. For the Lord your God in the midst of you is a jealous God. Otherwise, the anger of the Lord your God will be kindled against you, and he will wipe you off the face of the earth. You shall not put the Lord your God to the test, as you tested him at Massah. You should diligently keep the commandments of the Lord your God and his testimonies and his statutes which he has commanded you. You shall do what is right and good in the sight of the Lord, that it may be well with you, and that you may go in and possess the good land which the Lord swore to give your fathers by driving out all your enemies from before you, as the Lord has spoken. When your son asks you in time to come, saying, what do the testimonies and the statutes and the judgment mean which the Lord our God commanded you? Then you shall say to your son, we were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt, and the Lord brought us from Egypt with a mighty hand. Moreover, the Lord showed great and distressing signs and wonders before our eyes against Egypt, Pharaoh, and all his household. He brought us out from there in order to bring us in, to give us the land which he had sworn to our fathers. So the Lord commanded us to observe all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always and for our survival as it is today. It will be righteousness for us if we are careful to observe all the commandments before the Lord our God, just as he commanded us. So that is chapter 6 of Deuteronomy. Since I'm not in such a big old rush, I'm going to continue reading. And we're going to go ahead and go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. And this one says warnings. Let me get some more water though. So, chapter a day will keep the devil away. And we in chapter 2. We're going to go 2 chapters. But chapter a day will keep the devil away. And 2 chapters should show slap him in the head, slap him in the brain, and make him get back. Gonna sit back, kick back in the hot heat. All right, chapter 7, warnings. When the Lord your God brings you into the land where you are entering to possess it and clears away many nations before you, the Hittites and the Geshurites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and stronger than you. And when the Lord your God delivers them before you and you defeat them, then you shall utterly destroy them. You shall make no covenant with them and show no favor to them. Furthermore, you should not intermarry with them. You shall not give your daughters to their sons, nor shall you take their daughters for your sons, for they would turn your sons away from following me to serve other gods. Then the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and he will quickly destroy you. But thus you shall do to them. You shall tear down their altars and smash their scarred pillars and hew down their Asherans and burn their graven images with fire. For you are a holy people to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a people for his possession, his own possession, out of all the people who are on the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love on you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any other people, for you were the fewest of all the people. But because the Lord loved you and kept the oath which he swore to your forefathers, the Lord brought you out by a mighty hand and redeemed you from the house of slavery, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know therefore that the Lord your God, he is God, the faithful God, who keeps his covenant and his loving kindness to 1,000 generations with those who love him and keep his commandment, but repays those who hate him to their faces to destroy them. He will not delay with him who hates him. He will repay him to his face. Therefore you shall keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which I am commanding you today to do to them. Promises of God. Then it shall come about, because you listen to these judgments and keep them and do them, and keep and do them, that the Lord your God will keep with you his covenant and his loving kindness which he swore to your forefathers. He will love you and bless you and multiply you. He will also bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your ground, your grain, and your new wine, and your oil, the increase of your herd, and your young of flock, in the land which he swore to your forefathers to give you. You shall be blessed above all the people. There will be no male or female barren among you or among their cattle. The Lord will remove from you all sickness, and he will not put on you any of the harmful diseases of Egypt which you have known, but he will lay them on all who hate you. You shall consume all the people whom the Lord your God will deliver to you. Your eyes shall not pity them, nor shall you serve their gods, for that would be a snare to you. And that's what I always say. They be like, hi God, righteous, and he's killed people. It's like, bro, he was killing people that was worshiping like rocks and stones and stuff that they built with their hand that can't see, can't move, can't talk. You got to move it around. You got to push it around. You got to take it here, take it there. Talk to it all day, don't never talk back. Them the people he was killing, crazy people, and they were sacrificing their children to these things that they built with their hands. That's why he was like, yeah, clear them out. Y'all can have that nice mansion. Just get them out of there. Don't leave none of them. So if you read the Bible, then you'll see what's going on. You wouldn't have that thought of why God had so many people, because they was evil. Okay, where was that? You shall consume all the people whom the Lord your God will deliver to you. You shall not pity them, nor shall you serve their gods, for that would be a snare to you. If you should say in your heart, these nations are greater than I, how can I dispose them? You shall not be afraid of them. You shall well remember what the Lord your God did to Pharaoh and to all Egypt, the great trials which your eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders and the mighty hand and the outstretched arm by which the Lord your God brought you out. So shall the Lord your God do to all the people of whom you are afraid. Moreover, the Lord your God will send a hornet against them, and to those who are left and hide themselves from you perish. You shall not dread. You shall not dread them, for the Lord your God is in your midst, a great and awesome God. The Lord your God will clear away these nations before you little by little. You will not be able to put an end to them quickly, for the wild beasts will grow too numerous for you. But the Lord your God will deliver them before you and will throw them into the great confusion until they are destroyed. He will deliver their kings into your hands, so that you will make their name perish from under the heaven. No man will be able to stand before you until you have destroyed them. The graven images of their gods you are to burn with fire. The same images of their God that I was just talking about. That's what he said. He will deliver their kings into your hands, so that you will make their name perish from under heaven. No man will be able to stand before you until you have destroyed them. Their graven images of their gods you are to burn with fire. You shall not covet the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it for yourselves, or you will be a snare for it. For it is an abomination to the Lord your God. You shall not bring an abomination into your house, and like it come under the ban. You shall utterly detest it, and you shall utterly abhor it, for it is something banned. You know what? I know I said I was going to only do a chapter a day on it, but we're on chapter 2. We had chapter 3. You know what? We're going to read the other book. And I'm going to try to gather a note, because I don't think I took no notes from that book since I started reading it. That's the money investment book. I think I told y'all about that one. If not, I'm reading the money investment book also and trying to learn how to invest this year. So since we just started that book, got a little piece of paper. I'm going to put a little piece of paper with that book, and that's going to be the bookmark. We're going to take notes and see if we pick up anything knowledgeable from this book as we reading that we can use and apply, because we do want to increase our financial IQ. That's what it's called, increase your financial IQ. We are giving it a good review on this channel, and we just started getting into it to see what it's about, see how far we in. I don't think we're very far in. So we got the dollar there for the bookmark right now, because we just started. It's only $1 here, so we ain't managing too good. We gotta get some more money. So let me get the piece of paper in case we run into something that we need to jot down, right? Yeah, the paper with it, right? Absolutely. That's the new bookmark. Now let's get into it. All right, I'm going to just start at the top of the page where I stopped at. It says, not enough money. My poor dad had money problems all his life. No matter how much money he had, his problem was not enough money. His inability to solve the money problem caused him great pain up until he died. Tragically, he felt inadequate, both professionally and as a father. Being from the world of academics, he did his best to push his financial problems aside and dedicate his life to a higher cause than money. He did his best to assert that money did not matter, even when it did. He was a great man, a great husband and father, a brilliant educator. Yet it was this thing called money that often called the shots, silently hounded him, and sadly towards the end was the measure he used to evaluate his life. As smart as he was, he never solved his money problems. Too much money. My rich dad, who had begun to teach me about money at the age of 9, also had money problems. He solved his money problems differently than my poor dad. He acknowledged that money did matter, and because he realized that he strove to increase his financial intelligence at every chance, to him that meant tackling his money problems head on and learning from the process. My rich dad was not nearly as academically smart as my poor dad, but because he solved his money problems differently and increased his financial intelligence, my rich dad's money problem was too much money. Having two dads, one rich, one poor, I learned that rich or poor, we all have money problems. The money problems of the poor are not having enough money, using credit to supplement money shortages, the rising cost of living. Okay, what I got from that was on the rich dad side, he said he solved his money problems differently than my poor dad. He acknowledged that money did matter. And because he realized that, he strove to increase his financial intelligence at every chance. To him, that meant tackling his money problems head on and learning from the process. So you got tackling the money problem head on and learning from the process, but you also got he solved his money problems differently because he acknowledged that money did matter. A lot of us try to say that, well, money ain't everything, but money do matter. Like, if you ask somebody, how much money you want to make? And they tell you, like, oh, maybe 150, just enough. Like, what? Nah, nigga, I want to make as much money as possible. You crazy? What you mean, how much money you want to make? How much knowledge you want to have? Much knowledge as I can get. As much money as I can get. Well, I'm going to limit myself for what? What? So I see that part on the rich part, and on the poor part, the poor dad, not enough money. It was like, where is that? It was like he was letting the money, okay, he was a great man, a great husband, and a father, a brilliant educator, yet it was this thing called money that often called the shot, silently hounded him, and sadly towards the end was the measure he used to evaluate his life. So it ain't nothing like that I could write down and using. Those are good things to keep in mind, though, but I don't think they write down really. Paying more in taxes. Oh yeah, we was reading off. That's what we was reading off. The money problems of the poor. These are the money problems of the poor, and it is 7 of them. Not having enough money, using credit to supplement money shortages, the rising cost of living, paying more in taxes the more they make, fear of emergencies, bad financial advice, not enough retirement money. The money problems of the rich are, and it's 7 of those, having too much money, needing to keep it safe and invested, not knowing whether people like them or their money, needing smarter financial advisors, raising spoiled kids, estate and inheritance planning, excessive government taxes. Now those 7 are good, but I don't think I need to write them down because you got them in the book. You can go look in the book. We're trying to find stuff that's applicable and applicable to situations that we got going on now. We got a little gig, we got a little bread. We need to figure out how to invest it, where to invest it. We're trying to increase our financial IQ. Remember that. That's why we're reading this book. That's why we talk to God. And that's why we out here hustling and trying to find something else to do. We want to be smart like the money people. Back to what my man said, though, my bad. All right. My poor dad had money problems all his life. No matter how much money he made, his problem was not enough money. My rich dad also had money problems. His problem was too much money. Which money problem do you want? Poor solutions to money problems. Learning at an early age that we all have money problems, no matter how rich or how poor we are, was a very simple, very important lesson for me. Many people believe that if they had a lot of money, their money problems would be over. Little do they know that having lots of money just causes even more money problems. One of my favorite commercials is for the financial services company, and it starts with the rapper MC Hammer dancing with beautiful women, a Bentley and a Ferrari, a grossly oversized mansion behind him. In the background, high-end specialty goods are being moved into the mansion. MC Hammer's one-hit wonder, "You Can't Touch This," is playing all this is happening. Then the screen goes black and this display says 15 minutes later. Next scene is MC Hammer sitting on the curb in front of the same ridiculous mansion, his head in his hands next to a sign that reads "Foreclosed." The announcer says, "Life comes at you fast. We're here to help." The world is full of MC Hammers. We all have heard of lottery winners who win millions and then are deeply in debt a few years later, or the young professional athlete who lives in a mansion while he is playing and then lives under a bridge once his playing days are over, or the young rock star who is a multimillionaire in his 20s and looking for a job in his 30s, or the rapper who is peddling financial services that he was probably already using when he lost his money. Money alone does not solve your money problem. That is why giving poor people money does not solve their money problem. In any case, it only prolongs the problem and creates more poor people. Take, for instance, the idea of welfare. From the time of the Great Depression until 1996, the government guaranteed money to the nation's poor regardless of personal circumstances. All you had to do was qualify for the poverty requirements to receive a government check. Perpetuity. What's that word where it say forever? You know what I mean. Perpetually. I think that means forever. I'm gonna look it up. If you showed initiative, got a job, and earned more than the poverty requirement, the government cut off your benefits. Of course, the poor then had other costs associated with working that they didn't have before, such as uniforms, childcare, transportation, etc. In many cases, they ended up with less money than before they had a job and less time. The system benefits those who were lazy and punished those who showed initiative. The system created more poor people. Hard work doesn't solve money problems. The world is filled with hard-working people who have no money to show for it. Hard-working people who earn money yet grow deeper in debt, needing to work even harder for even more money. Education does not solve money problems. The world is filled with highly educated poor people. They're called socialists. A job does not solve money problems. For many people, the letters JOB stand for just over broke. There are millions who earn just enough to survive but cannot afford to live. Many people with jobs cannot afford their own home, adequate health care, education, or even set aside enough for money for retirement. That was a lot of facts that he just spewed out, but I ain't see nothing that I could take for that to apply in real life. I'm looking for something that I can apply in real life. If you hear me say something that I can apply in real life, please go back, listen to it, put it in the comment, I'll check it out, put a timestamp, I'll check it out. But for right now, I'm gonna leave that right there. This is the financial IQ, and they still ain't started loading my doc though yet. Okay, I'm gonna read these 2 pages then, because they ain't started on my door yet. All right, I'm gonna read 2 more pages. Because I'm trying to find a gem. I'm trying to find something I could like actually, research or do something about today. Like I ain't playing with this financial increase. We forget these millions this year. We got a couple more months. We forget it this year. What solves money problems? Financial intelligence solves money problems. In simple terms, financial intelligence is that part of our total intelligence we use to solve financial problems. Some examples of very common money problems are: I don't earn enough money, I'm deeply in debt, I can't afford to buy a home, my car is broken, how do I find the money to fix it, I have $10,000. What should I invest in? My child wants to go to college, but we don't have the money. I don't have enough money for retirement. I don't like my job, but I can't afford to quit. I'm retired and I'm running out of money. I can't afford the surgery. And that was 10 of them. Those are 10 common money problems. I could agree all of those sound applicable in one way or another. Particularly my car being broke. And it's not that how can I find the money to fix it, because I got the money to fix it. I just debating, should I fix it or just get a whole nother car? At this point, I'm seriously thinking just get a whole nother car. But when you pay so much money for a car, there's only like slight damage. You like, I'd rather fix this than throw it away. So I might get another car. I don't know. Debating, y'all, what y'all think? Get another car, trash the old one, get another one, or what? Just let me know what y'all think in the comments. Back to what we were saying. That was 10 ways that's money problems. Financial intelligence solves these and other money problems. Unfortunately, if our financial intelligence is not developed enough to solve our problems, the problem persists. They don't go away. Many times they get worse, causing even more money problems. For example, there are millions of people who do not have enough money set aside for retirement. If they fail to solve that problem, the problem will get worse. As they grow older and require more money for medical care, like it or not, money does affect lifestyle and quality of lifestyle, as well as afford conveniences and hassle-free choices. The freedom of choice that money offers can mean the difference between hitchhiking or taking the bus or traveling by a private jet. I'm trying to get to the jet. People be acting like it's a problem with the jet. It's not a problem with the jet. They made jets. God made jets. He made enough money for us to have enough money to buy jets so we can go wherever island we want to go to. You don't want a jet? You don't got to want. I want a jet. All right. Solving money problems make you smarter. When I was a young boy, Rich Dad said to me, money problems make you smarter if you solve the problem. He also said, if you solve your money problems, your financial intelligence grows. When your financial intelligence grows, you become richer. If you do not solve your money problem, you become poor. If you do not solve your money problem, that problem often grows into more problems. If you want to increase your financial intelligence, you need to be a problem solver. If you don't solve your problem, battery going dead. Oh, that ain't good. Shit, I cut off on that, boy. I almost died just now. Hold up. All right, we back live. All right, gonna start over, throw that off. When I was a young boy, my rich dad said, money problems make you smarter if you solve the problem. He also said, if you solve your money problem, your financial intelligence grows. When your financial intelligence grows, you become richer. If you do not solve your money problem, you become poor. If you do not solve your money problem, that problem often grows into more problems. If you want to increase your financial intelligence, you need to be a problem solver. If you don't solve your money problems, you will never be rich. In fact, you will become poor the longer your problems persist. Rich Dad used the example of having a toothache to illustrate what he meant by a problem leading to other problems. He said having money problems is like having a toothache. If you do not handle the toothache makes you feel bad. If you feel bad, you may not do well at work because you are irritable. Not fixing the toothache can lead to further medical complications because it is easy for germs to breed and spread from your mouth. One day you lose your job because you have been missing work due to your chronic illness. Without a job, you cannot pay your rent. If you fail to solve the problem for the rent, you are on the street, homeless, in poor health, eating out of garbage can, and you still have a toothache. Goodness gracious. Hold up. Because I stumbled over some of that, I'm going to run it back to you slow. Rich Dad used the example of having a toothache to illustrate what he meant by a problem leading to other problems. He said, having a money problem is like having a toothache. If you do not handle the toothache makes you feel bad. If you feel bad, you may not do well at work because you are irritable. Not fixing the toothache can lead to further medical complications because it is easy for germs to breed and spread from your mouth. One day you lose your job because you have been missing work due to your chronic illness. Without a job, you cannot pay your rent. If you fail to solve the problem of rent money, you are on the street, homeless, in poor health, eating out of garbage cans, and you still have a toothache. Could you imagine? Man, that's why I grind like this. I ain't trying to be homeless with a toothache. You not no damn garbage can, man. Better have a pot to piss in and one to throw it out so nobody can't throw you out. Yeah, then. Get on your shit, stay on your shit. Ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. You gotta be on the alarm clock in 2024. I'm just saying, back to the book though. Eating out of garbage cans, you still got that toothache. While an extreme example, the story stayed with me and I realized at a young age the importance of solving problems and the domino effect caused from not solving problems. So you know what? At the first thing I'm gonna put on this paper as what I could take from this is money problems. Solving your money problems. I ain't finished with the second page yet, but that's the first thing I'm gonna put on the list. It's called what he said, not money. Solving your money problems. First, you got to identify your money problems. Remember, I gave y'all 10 lists of what could be money problems, but you have to look at your real life. Look at your real bills. Whether you got college tuition, car payment, whatever your real rent, mortgage, you late on some credit cards, whatever your real bills is, you got to look at that's your money problem and you have to solve it. So the first thing that we could take from this book is we have to become better at solving money problems. We had to become better at solving money problems. We're trying to do stuff that could be applicable to life daily, things that we could do daily. Becoming better at solving money problems and identifying all money problems. So becoming better at solving money problems, identifying and dealing with money problems head on. That's the combination. Becoming better at solving money problems, identifying and dealing with money problems head on. That's the first thing that I took from this book that seems to be like you could apply it daily. Becoming better at solving money problems, identifying and dealing with money problems head on. Some people wait till the last minute till they about to get kicked out of the apartment to want to call you and tell you to help them after they done got all these extra late fees. Like, yo, if you would have told me before you had 30 days, you know you ain't had that damn money, man. And there ain't nothing, no shots at nobody, because I help plenty of people with their rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it is what it is. Relatives, that is, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this ain't no charity or nothing. Become better at solving money problems, identify and deal with money problems head on. No ducking the smoke. You want more money, you got to see where the money going. We're going to deal with the money problems head on. All right, back to the second page. While an extreme example, the story stayed with me and I realized at a young age the importance of solving money problems and the domino effect caused from not solving money problems. Many people do not solve their financial problems when they are small at a toothache stage. Instead of solving the problems, they make it worse by ignoring it or not solving the root of the problem. For example, when short on money, many people use their credit cards to cover shortfalls. Soon they have credit card bills piling up and creditors hounding them for payment. To solve the problem, they take out a home equity loan to pay off their credit cards. The problem is they keep using the credit cards. Now they have a home equity mortgage to pay off and more credit cards. To solve this credit problem, they get new credit cards to pay off the old credit cards. Feeling depressed because of mounting money problems, they use new credit cards to take vacations. Soon they cannot pay their mortgage or their credit cards and decide to declare bankruptcy. The trouble with declaring bankruptcy is that the root of the problem is still there, just like the toothache. The root of the problem is a lack of financial intelligence. And the problem caused by a lack of financial intelligence is the inability to solve financial problems. Rather than address the root of the problem, the root of the problem is the inability to solve simple financial problems. It's not written like that. I said it like that. I'm going to say it how it's written. The root of the problem is a lack of financial intelligence, and the problem caused by a lack of financial intelligence is an inability to solve the simple financial problem. Rather than address the root of the problems, spending habits in this case, many ignore the problem. If you don't pull a weed up by the root and only cut out the top, it will come back quicker and bigger. The same is true of your financial problem. What these examples may seem extreme, they are not uncommon. The point is that financial problems are a problem, but they are a solution as well. If people solve problems, they get smarter. The financial IQ goes up. Once smarter, they can go now solve bigger problems. If they can solve bigger financial problems, they get richer. I like to use math as a simple example. Many people hate math. As you know, if you do not do your math homework, practicing solving math problems, you can't solve math problems. If you can't solve math problems, you can't pass the math test. If you can't pass the math test, you get an F for your math course. Getting an F in your math course means you can't graduate from high school. Now the only job you can get is a McDonald's earning minimum wage. This is an example of how one small problem can turn into a big one. And that's a good example. On the other hand, if you diligently practice solving math problems, you become more and more intelligent and able to solve more complex equations. After years of hard work, you are a math genius, and the things that seem hard before are now simple. We all have to start at 2 plus 2. Those who succeed don't stop there. The cause of poverty. Poverty is a simple having more problems than solutions. Poverty is simply having more problems than solutions. Poverty is caused by a person being overwhelmed by their problems he or she can't solve. Not all causes of poverty are financial problems. There can be problems like drug addiction, marrying the wrong person, living in a crime-ridden neighborhood, not having job skills, not having transportation to get to work, or not being able to afford health care, or even having dry mouth like I got right now from reading this book. Goodness gracious. What's wrong with me? This dry mouth stuff. What's up? I wanted that slushy, that snapper on slush it up. Pull that snapper out. Now freezing. All right, back where we was at. Not having transportation to get to work, or not being able to afford health care. Some of today's financial problems, such as excessive debt and low wages, are caused by circumstances beyond an individual's ability to solve problems. They have more to do with our government and smoke and mirrors economy. For example, one of the causes of low wages is high-paying, malfunctioning jobs moving overseas. For example, one of the causes of low wages is high-paying, manufacturing jobs moving overseas. Today, there are plenty of jobs, but they are in the service sector, not manufacturing, meaning we're not manufacturing nothing in America anymore. No. When I was a kid, General Motors was the nation's largest. Today, Walmart is the nation's biggest employer. We all know that Walmart isn't known for its high-paying job or its generous pensions. 50 years ago, it was possible for a person without much education to do well financially. Even if you only had a high school degree, a young person could get a relatively high-paying job manufacturing cars or steel. Today, it's manufacturing burgers. 50 years ago, the manufacturing companies provided health care and retirement benefits. Today, millions of workers are earning less while at the same time needing more money to cover their own medical expenses and save enough for retirement. Every day, these financial problems are not solved. They grow bigger, and they stem from a larger national problem that is beyond the power of the individual to change or solve. They stem from poor economical policies and chronism. Okay, so we got one. We got becoming better at solving money problems, identifying and dealing with money problems head on. That's what we got. One takeaway from this book so far. If you got a takeaway from this book that you think I should put down on the list, that's good stuff to have coming from this book that we're reviewing. Because we're reviewing this book because we want to increase our financial intelligence so we have millions in the bank, and that way y'all can DM me with y'all ideas, y'all business ideas, and let me know you need 5,000, 100,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the startup money, But I'm gonna have to be like a percentage, like 10. So that's me. I'm gonna have to be like getting a little percentage, like 10%, 20%. I don't know. Depends on how much startup money you need. You need 5,000, probably not so much. You need 100,000, probably gonna need a little bit more money. You know what I'm saying? But the quicker I get to these millions, the quicker y'all get to these millions, and we're gonna stay taking all the gems and jewels we can get out of this book. And you should get gems and jewels out of the Bible every time you hear me read it. Something should come out of there for you if you tune in when I'm reading. God had sent you this way for some reason. And pick up your Bible and read it yourself. Don't just be listening to what I'm talking about. You got to get in there and get a relationship with God yourself. Everybody got to have their own relationship with God. But He do have us in people's life sometimes so that we can acknowledge God to them, if that makes sense to you. Like maybe you're around somebody that's a non-believer in just your faith, but you have to have your faith on your sleeve. It's not that you out trying to show the world like, hey, I believe in God, but you want to know, yes, I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm better than you because I believe in God, but hey, some of y'all might be orphans. Y'all might don't know who your father is. You feel me? So it might be a blessing for me to educate you who He is. So I believe in Jesus Christ and His Father who sent Him, and the Holy Spirit who they send to us. So y'all have a great day, a blessed day. Appreciate you tapping in. I ain't see no comments or nothing, but I appreciate y'all tapping in, dropping comments later on the playback. All that love. Millionaire Mission. Don't forget, you can always get you some Millionaire Mission gear from me. Just let me know what color you size and where you want me to send it. How could you get in contact with me? Go on Instagram, 1 Millionaire Mission Clothing. Hey, yeah, we got that. All right, tap in.